When you are making up a jumper lead for using an external antenna system with your portable radio, you must make sure that it is a fully braided coaxial cable. The cable with the jack plug at the top and the cutoff at the bottom left are the same. The cable is in use and it properly isolates from any internal transmissions by the Wi-Fi modem or other appliances that put out radio waves. I have an antenna switch. In the off position, that jumper lead above does not let any radio signals through. Now, the cable on the right bottom is a leftover from last century. The only use of the braid is to provide a return path of the signal from the antenna. It has no insulating purpose at all. I will ditch it. When you get a cable with a tightly woven braid, the chances are that the insulation between the center core and the braid is of the low loss type. There is a catch with that. It melts very easily. When I made a longer jumper cable, I took the precaution of putting some heat shrink sleeving around the insulation around the center conductor. So when I soldered the brain to the tab, I would not create a short circuit between the tab and the center pin. On the other end, I also put some heat shrink sleeving around the insulation before I put the cable through the reducer. Here is my jumper lead for the portable receiver plugged into a switch that allows me to use the transceiver as well. Let me demonstrate the effect of a proper coaxial connection from the receiver right up to the antenna by turning off the antenna switch while I'm listening to a broadcast. The ignition noise I can't do anything about. Now I turn off the antenna switch. And the squelch comes on immediately. The Sony ICF SW7600GR does not have a squelch, so I might as well show you the same thing on that receiver. Now I will turn off the switch. This receiver tries to increase the sensitivity to its maximum with no signal present, so you get this noise. But you don't hear any signal coming through or any spurious transmission from inside the house. I've got one computer on. The computer is ready for the next weatherfax transmission at 11 o'clock. The New Zealand mid-service weatherfax transmission takes typically 13 minutes. I am receiving the sound on this small Digitech AR1780. There's a cable connection that goes underneath the bench into the computer. There's some external transmission that gets in. And since I'm the only one in the house, I don't think it is domestically generated. And now the noise was quite loud, yet it shows up on the display only as a slightly grey background band. The AR1780 has only one audio connection out, and this is why I had to set the computer to listen to its own microphone input. The weatherfax transmissions are never quite precisely on 1 kHz, so I have to do an offset on the receiver. The beauty of the AR1780 is that I can set the fine-tuning precisely. I've learned that it is 11 Hz, the same as shown on the transceiver when I am using that for weatherfax transmission, and it is totally predictable. The Digitech AR1780 works with a precision unheard of with portable receivers last century. No sidestepping, is shown in this reception, which implies that we have not had any external interference that caused it to step sideways. Shortwave reception, particularly with data modes, does require a little bit of care. So it is quite important that your antenna is connected to your indoors radio, whatever it may be, in such a way that it does not pick up any noises, electrical or otherwise, from any source. But once you have achieved that, the results can be quite satisfactory. This is October the 12th, 2017, and I am Henry Faulkner.